Yo, what's going on YouTube? Active, bringing y'all another video. Now today, we're gonna be talking about something very special and very dear to my heart, something that I grew up with, what I'm saying, as a little child, as a little infant, what I'm saying, as a little boy, playing with tiny toys, man. This was what I was watching, man. Everybody else who was DBZ, I got into DBZ too, but specifically Yu Yu Hakusho, and what I want to talk about, um, that's got a connection into that is everybody always likes to argue the best villain in that show for those who are into it, and the best villain to me, y'all gonna see by the end of the video, but I always had these type of debates. I got a couple of my friends when I was in grade school into this show, man. This show brings back a lot of memories. You know what I'm saying? I can remember vividly how I came across it. You know what I'm saying? Who introduced me to it, um that I didn't like it at first, and then I had to go back and watch it from the beginning, and I was like, okay, we getting somewhere, because sometimes with a certain show, people don't like, you just drop people and you just show people scenes of a certain show and they're not gonna get into it. You gotta start from the beginning. But that's besides the point. So that's pretty much my experience with Yu Yu Hakusho, and the villains. We're gonna be talking about villains in this video, two in particular, and comparing who's the best out of the two. So I got Toguro, my man Toguro. Everybody loves Toguro. Toguro is like the sale of Yu Yu Hakusho. You know what I'm saying? Maybe somebody could use a better example, but for everybody knows Dragon Ball Z, so I'm trying to pick something familiar. So like the sale, he's like the sale of this shit. And then versus Sensui. Now you might be asking yourself, well, if he's like the sale of Yu Yu Hakusho, how does this nigga Sensui compare to him? Like, there was nobody like um Cell and DBZ. You know what I'm saying? They in terms of like a cool factor. In main villain wise, there was nobody like him. Well, hold your horses, because in Yu Yu Hakusho, there's plenty of good villains. It's not just one good villain in arc, and then you go to the next arc and the villain is trash. 9 times out of 10, the next big villain is going to be grand. He's going to bring just as much to the table as the previous one, the prior one did. And that's what Sensui was to Toguro. He brought just as much presence, just as much feel, just as much of this looming danger that Toguro did in the previous arc. And you could kind of get the feeling that the writer was like, I gotta go big for this next arc, because I just ended Togoro's arc heavy. I just ended the Dark Tournament part heavy, so I gotta go with something even harder. I gotta make this like brand new, but at the same time its own little dark twisted thing, and that's what he did with Sensui. So we about to get right into it. I'ma set this video off in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 categories. 6 categories for both of the characters. This might end up being a long video, but whatever. I'll go ahead and put some time stamps in between. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna mix it up. It's been a while since I did a video like this where, you know what I'm saying, I really dive into things deep, you know what I'm saying, deep wise, looking at it from a different perspective, something more grand, you know what I'm saying, other than just putting out videos like McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, something grand. You know what I'm saying? This is just something that I like. You know what I'm saying? Maybe this will connect to people who like this show, Yu Yu Hakusho. If you never heard of it, I suggest checking it out. It's a great show. It's kind of like DBZ with like more street. You know what I'm saying? There's cussing in it, especially if you gonna watch it, watch the English dub. Don't watch the Japanese. Don't watch the Japanese. This is one of the few animes I think where the English dub is better. Don't watch the Japanese. You're not gonna enjoy it as much. That's just me personally. But yes, we're gonna get right into it. So, introduction. We're gonna start off with introduction. Introduction for both Toguro versus Sensui. So Toguro's introduction was it wasn't as much. It wasn't as heavy as how he closed out his arc. You know what I'm saying? He came in. He was like, okay, this nigga, he looking badass. He was working with Tarukane. I think that was his dude's name, the fat dude in the purple suit. He hired him to be the guard for the nigga, the bodyguard, him and his older brother. And yeah, they was just going through. He hired him to try to get Yukina to cry and whatever, so she could make the ice stone jewels and he could profit off of them. If y'all know what I'm talking about, y'all know what I'm talking about. And so cause she wouldn't be she was just stone cold. She wouldn't say or look or do anything to garner emotion. He tried physical, and she was like, I mean, Toguro and they was like, nope, don't even bother. She's not gonna go for that. So then what happened was Elder Toguro crushed like some birds that she was trying to get to go away, because she let her emotion show for a split second that could have set her off or whatever, and then she started crying, and that's how they got the jewels. And so they was trying to introduce them like they both cold and ruthless, and what they'll do what needs to be done. That's what type of presence they had in the beginning. They both do what needs to be done. Then they fight Yusuke and Kuwabara, and it's giving them a tough time, sure. But first of all, in the fight, it's kind of weird because Kuwabara, it seems like they're more focused and impressed with Kuwabara, because Yusuke kind of just got through with a big arc fight, like his last arc before this one, where he stole the show. So you can tell they tried to give like Kuwabara like the leading role in this arc, I guess you could say, and then it just fell short, because right after he killed Toguro, I put that in quotation marks, right after he killed him, they just went ahead and got back up like it was no big deal. Surprise, surprise, he survived the last final attack, and then they just disregarded everything about him. They was just like, all right, we going after Yusuke. They wasn't worried about Kuwabara at all. We going after Yusuke. Yeah, that dude was real impressive, Yusuke. Even though he really didn't do anything the entire fight, but helped Kuwabara at the end. It's like it was just jarring. It was just jarring. It was like, what? But the Kuwabara was the nigga who stabbed you. But it's like, whatever. So it was unorthodox. It was weird, his introduction. But you got the sense that he was bad. He was a bad motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? He ain't take no shit. He got what he needed to get done, and shit, he did it forcefully. So it was just like he was just like a stone cold nigga, like he just like, whatever. Yeah, I'm gonna get this shit done. Then afterwards, where they killed Toguro and shit, you start seeing more of his personality come out. But I don't really count that as his introduction. You know what I'm saying? Because at that point we already know the nigga. It was just like a twist. You can count that as his introduction, where he's going back and forth knocking over the building pillars and shit like that to scare Yusuke, but I don't really count that as his serious introduction. Now, moving on to Sensui. Sensui, on the other hand, had a badass introduction, right? I think of two moments when he was introduced. One of them was when they was talking about there's niggas out there more tougher and menacing than Toguro or whatever. Now, we don't know if they referring to Sensui, but you could kind of get that notion, because that's right after the scene. His scene is right after the scene where they say that nigga was just a B class and this nigga's tougher than him. So it was like, bro, what? Like, bro, what? What the fuck are you talking about? That wasn't the strongest? And then you move straight to that scene Sensui when he's walking in the hotel and he's going up it's at nighttime and he's going up the ladder and they playing that dark ass menacing music and shit. He sits down. Weirdo ass Elder Toguro's head is in a fish tank, and he asks him to get revenge on Yusuke and all them for him. And that nigga was just like, soldiers take orders, nigga, not me. But lucky for you, my nigga, I gotta get this kill. That's literally what he didn't say it exactly like that, but it was just like that. He said, nigga, lucky for you, I can't resist not taking this kill. You know what I'm saying? I don't take orders, but I gotta get this one. This one right here is for me. Y'all niggas, y'all had y'all time. This one's for me. That's literally how he came in. You know what I'm saying? And then his other introduction, what he literally says is his introduction. Yusuke and Genkai and a couple of other niggas. I don't remember their names, but I think Kido. No, I think was it? Yeah, it's Kido and somebody else. And then the Moroda, the mind reader nigga. They sitting down. He's trying to the mind reader dudes. He's trying to see where if they could get any information. He's reading up to like 100 people minds at a time, like Charles Xavier type shit. And then he finally hears like this crazy ass madman talking about they gonna kill them all. He's gonna kill them all and shit, and he gonna stack the bodies on top or something crazy, wow. And then he's like, and then he starts freaking out and screaming and yelling because the shit is too much. And then he finally points out, he's like, where, I mean, Yusuke's like, where the fuck are you? What are you hearing? Where are they at? He's like, tall guy coming from the right. he starts giving them niggas where he starts giving them where his whereabouts is. That nigga's just casually walking in between people. They start to spot him, and as soon as them niggas meet eye contact with them, that nigga, the mind reader, gets sniped in the fucking head. Like, you don't even know what happened. You don't know if he did it. You don't know how he did it because his hands is in his pocket. And then the nigga's like, hey, we can call this my introduction. So I don't know. I think Sensui beats Toguro off introduction wise, man. He has 2 introductions, both of them hit harder, and you get more of his. You get like just more of like a dark feeling than from his shit than Toguro, because his first time with Toguro, he's just being told what to do, you know, and we don't even really know like because when he gets back up from being revived or whatever, being stabbed through the gut, he's still being used. I mean, he was doing all that for Sakio or whatever. Granted, he's doing it to get what he wants, but it's like, bro, you're still listening to somebody. Since we's just doing whatever the fuck he wants, he's going through the city walking casually. He got his own recruits. You know what I'm saying? They just pulling up, riding. They doing all that. They doing anything they want to do. And that introduction was badass. Y'all look up Sensui introduction and compare it to Togoro's. It's really not even close, bro. Like, I mean, Toguro ripped the beast and didn't apologize. It was like, yeah, it's like whatever. It's like the first time you see this, like, damn, that nigga's no joke. It's like, bro, you expected him to win anyway. You know, else it wouldn't be like a badass villain. But with Toguro, I mean, with Sensui, you just wasn't expecting it. That's why I just feel like that shit was more hard hitting to me. So yeah, man, I get an introduction to Sensui. I think he got that shit. Moving on to build up. Now, build up. It's tricky because with Toguro, I mean with Sensui, you thinking this nigga Yusuke just got through beating Toguro, this dude who's plucking people's foreheads and then they shit is just exploding like watermelons. The same guy who's punching niggas effortlessly and then massive holes just appear in their body and they just dead. It's not even a competition. The same dude who killed Genkai effortlessly, pretty much. Same dude who punched Yusuke through a forest like it was jack, like it was nothing, not even at 100%. And then when he was at 100%, he was just punching this nigga through the stadium. So it was like, I don't know, man. It sort of seems the same to me, strength-wise. It's like all 100% really was just a change of tone, like in skin color and shit like that, and appearance. But that's nitpicking. But the build up for Toguro, what I'm trying to say is the build up for Toguro. It's like, bro, when they get to fighting Toguro, bro, are they just gonna die? They're not just gonna die because, like, bro, they're the main characters, but everybody that Toguro's fought at this point just died. Literally just died. Like if he was trying, and he was, that's the thing though, he wasn't trying, but like if he was just trying to get this shit over with, he just got it over with. Just like it was not even a contest. I think Toguro even saved Yusuke at one point. But did he save you? No, that was somebody else. And then he killed the dude that wanted to fight Yusuke. That's what it is. But yeah, so Sensui's build up was just like this there. Like he was always looming in the shadows until he finally appeared. Scary. So it all just depends on what you like more. Do you prefer the build up where it's like, we gotta wait all these fights, man. I can't wait to see these two fight. You can see Yusuke getting stronger, but Toguro is Toguro. He's one hit. He's pretty much one punch man in Yu Hakusho up to this point. You know what I'm saying? Just knocking fools' heads off. It's just craziness. But then this nigga, Sensui is just like it's like a thriller with this dude. Like we don't know what he's about. We don't know why he's doing what he's doing until he explains himself. We don't know where he came from. We don't know his backstory yet. We don't know how long he's been planned. We don't know if he knows about Yusuke. We don't know if he knows about Yusuke's team. It's like, it's so many questions with him because he don't even explain himself till like his mid part of his arc. After we went through 2 sidekicks, we finally learned Sensui's story. You know what I'm saying? They just kept him in the dark for so long. It's crazy. So It depends on just what you prefer. If you prefer in the big fight at the end with all that build up, or if you prefer in the, I need to find out more about this nigga. If you, it's that type of build up. Me personally though, I gotta give the build up to Toguro just off the fact that's like, you more hype. Like, bro, I can't. You more hype for that shit. It's like, bro, but since you just confused, asking, you get more questions on questions until they finally reveal. And then it's just like, it's cool, but at the same, it's just like, it's just what I prefer. It's just like I prefer that. You know what I'm saying? We're about to get this climactic battle at the end. It's about to be crazy. It's about to be all over the place. I can't wait to see this nigga Toguro at 100%. It was just so much. And then they added Genkai's death. How is Yusuke going to react to the, how's that going to make him stronger? They was just adding so much shit at the end, you know, to build that crap up, man. They was adding, when he punched the floor, I mean the concrete ground, and 80%, and then he tried to replicate the shit, and it the hole on the ground was nowhere near the size as Toguro's was. It's like, bro, it was just so much build up, man. So much build up. I loved it. I loved it with Toguro. I can't even complain about that. So build up, I give to Toguro over Sensui, even though Sensui's build up was nice. My flavor was just more of Toguro. I just fucked with that shit. This was what I prefer. But yeah, man, y'all, both of them is, if you ever watch the show, both of them, they build up as icy. So 1-1. Since we got introduction, build up, Toguro got build up. So next we moving on to overall presence. And what do I mean by overall presence? Overall presence as in like how are like these niggas, like how is Toguro and Sensui affecting the story, right? How are both of them affecting the characters around them? How are their actions affecting the characters around them? Or what are they forcing other characters to do, go through, trials, all that, you know? So overall presence for me, starting with Toguro, in the beginning is not that huge, because like I said, he's basically, they just treat him like a one-off, just a thug for hire for the fat ass bald-headed Tarukane. They just get him up out of here like it's nothing. By Kuwabara, nonetheless, pretty much the joke of the team. Like Kurama, and they ain't even have to help with this nigga. And y'all notice in Yu Hakusho, like if anybody fans of it, y'all notice none of the four ever have to fight all at the same time. Like, unless you talking about, nah, I'm not gonna even use that. I was gonna use against Sensui at the end when it was Kuwabara, Hiei, and Kurama, but that was like, bro, I'm talking about four at them all at the same time. None of them ever had a fight like that, which I hate. You know what I'm saying? That's why I can say Dragon Ball Z did better. I hate the taking turns bullshit. This is a fight for your lives. Why y'all niggas is taking turns? I get one-on-one fights is cooler, I guess. Because usually when there's a gang of niggas, like, teaming up on one nigga, you gotta make the gang look weak in comparison. Else they just, the one dude is just going to get jumped. Like, that's usually how it goes in anime. Either the four niggas is going to destroy the one boss, or the boss is just going to destroy all four of them. There's never like I'm destroying one nigga, then another nigga come out, he's light work too, but then another nigga come out, he's giving me that work. And I gotta back off him, hold him back. I can handle those two, but then this nigga, like, there's nothing like that. It's usually just one or the other. Like, I destroy y'all, or y'all destroy me, which I don't really like that. I'm not really a fan of, but hey, you gotta stick with the tropes. You gotta stick with the stereotypes. Do what you gotta do. But yeah, like back to what I was saying, like Toguro affects a lot of people around the Dark Tournament, especially like when he comes back and he pressures Yusuke into getting the Dark Tournament. He did a lot. So let's go down. Like, I'm trying to go down and see what I can remember off the top of my head. As soon as he came back from his fake death, he threatened Yusuke to enter the Dark Tournament, because somehow he was impressed with the nigga when really he didn't do shit at all. Like I said before, he didn't do anything at all. He just helped Kuwabara with the final hit. But yep, he threatened him by destroying all the fucking pillars in the construction site, which caused the roof to cave, which somehow didn't kill Yusuke. I guess Toguro saved the nigga, I guess. Yeah, he threatened him. He got Yusuke shook to the point where the nigga couldn't move and he fell down. made him train harder. He threatened his friends and family as well. Shit, I can't speak. Friends and family as well. And then he forced Kurama and Hiei in that shit too. Completely stopped what they had going on. Kuwabara, I guess, like, Kuwabara wants to like get in this bitch too because he feels responsible. He was just watching, but it's like, bro, why does he feel like, I know he's his friend, Yusuke's friend, but why does he feel like he needs to be there? Like, I know why he's not fighting for anything in particular. He just, I don't understand it. I guess it's just all that you need all the help you can get type of shit. They never really bring it up because Kuwabara, because it's like, we know why he never goes to the last ARC tournament. You know, you could have not had him go to the Dark tournament for the similar reason, but I think it's just a real life thing where the fans didn't really care for him or some shit like that. I just don't understand why they made him go to this one but not that one. But really, you know, he had no business going to either. It's like Toguro personally stepped up on his door and asked him, hey, you better show up to this tournament, nigga, or it's going to be problems. Nah, like, he just saw what happened to Yusuke and he was like, oh man, I thought we killed him. Oh shit, what am I going to do, dog? I'm shaking in my boots over here. Like, okay, well, you're still going to go fight, apparently. Yeah, it's just one of them, you need all the help you could get. So, yep, so cause it's I remember, you need a team of 5. Oh, okay. I was really about to like put, it's cause you need a team of 5, and I guess they had nobody else but him. Genkai would have made 4, so they had to use that nigga. But yeah, tournament rules. My fault, everybody. I forgot. I got sidetracked. So yeah, so he got all of them to join. He has them pretty much shook the entire tournament because he just, every time they see the nigga fight or do anything, they just, their wheeze get neat. They tremble. Mom spaghetti. They start feeling all sick and shit. They's like, bro, what are we gonna do? It's like, bro, y'all niggas know what y'all came to do. Now y'all niggas is getting shook, catching cold feet. But yeah, so he got them all scared. He takes the mic and speaks, and niggas quiet down. And you gotta remember, this is the Dark tournament. All these obnoxious ass demons, all these niggas that when somebody gets killed, niggas roar and laugh, and niggas get killed in the audience, and niggas yeah, this is the best. You know what I'm saying? that's the type of shit this is, bro. This is real. This is gritty and grime. And when that nigga speaks, when he gets on the microphone, niggas know to shut the fuck up and listen. That's how crazy it is with him. So yeah, he has that effect. He not only has the what I'm trying to say is his presence. He not only has a crazy overall presence on the main characters, but anybody who comes into contact or listens with him, they shut their fucking mouth and they listen. That's how crazy it is with Toguro, bro. Like, it's really, you feel like he's really like the boogeyman on something crazy. Like, nobody even tries to disrespect or say something crazy out the side of their neck. It's just so much respect on their side to him. That's how. And then all he does is just, it's not like he even really fights unless he's like in a battle he deems worthy. You know what I'm saying? Like, which I don't get why he went 80% for Genkai. I don't get that shit at all. Genkai really didn't even injure him when she was going all out. She didn't have her orb anymore, and this nigga still went 80%. But that's besides the point. It's just that part that shit made no sense at all. You could have just did 30 or maybe not 30, but you could have just 50 or something, like 60 or something. Like, bro, 80%, my nigga, you didn't need all that. He didn't need all that. You know, keep in mind, 80% Toguro was getting fucked up by Yusuke's spirit cuffs. No, when he took off his spirit cuffs, and that wasn't him at full power either. That was just like on some, he wasn't at his strongest yet. So 80%, like, it's break, bruh. Kind of a joke, really. But you could tell they just wanted to rush to 100% as fast as possible. But yeah, man, then he got niggas sad at the end when he kills Genkai and everybody's crying, Botan's crying. I mean, I guess Botan was the only female out of the group of females to know that Genkai was dead. But it's like, bro, I just never understood why she was as emotional as she was out of almost the entire cast, except for maybe Yusuke and yeah, like, bro, Kuwabara didn't know, I don't think. Or did she? Did he? Nah, he didn't know, cause he found out when Elder Toguro was mocking the nigga on the ground. So he didn't know. You know, he ain't Karama, never react to shit. The females, Keiko, I don't think knew. Yeah, so nobody knew except maybe Shizuru and Yusuke and Botan and of course Kurama, but he nigga's too professional for this bullshit. He knew what was gonna happen. So he not shedding tears. Yusuke is pretty much he in ready mode, he in fight mode, and in the time of the comes the tournament, that nigga's not crying no more. I don't think did he shed a tear at all? I don't think he shed a single tear. Matter of fact, that nigga was just hurt. He was just like, I'm ready to get the job done. Yeah, Botan was really the only one that really shed a tear over her, and then they just brought her back just out of nowhere. Wow, character death, y'all. That's supposed to be a sad character death, and it didn't. Looking back on it, it didn't hit at all. It really didn't hit at all. They just brought her back like on some Dragon Ball shit. And that's what they spent their wish on. It's like, bro, y'all can't just let this old lady die, bro. She's getting up there anyway. You know what I'm saying? This close, she's like a year close to a fossil. She's literally like no disrespect, but that's literally what she is, bro. Like, bro, she's on her deathbed practically, and y'all gonna sit here over here and bring her back. I guess they just wanted her for the fucking Sensui arc, but I see no reason for it. I really see no reason. All she does is just sit up in her dojo and play video games. But yeah, so in conclusion, you can't really say that her Toguro killing Genkai had all of them sad like that, because really three people, maybe 4 I think, but 3 people to my knowledge only knew, and 1 person was really crying like that. Nobody else really gave a fuck. Once the other people found out, it was already tournament time, and nobody was giving a fuck about the waterworks. So yeah, to me that death was trash. But he still put presence in. Made a whole bunch of characters feel things, even Sakio, so I'll give him that. As trash as Sakio is, if you could get this nigga to react to anything, that's pretty crazy. So, moving on to Sensui. Sensui has... the nigga, it's really his personalities that gives him presence. Like, his first personality, you know, the manipulator and shit like that. He gets all these random jokers to be on his team. Just out of the blue, out of nowhere. They all got special abilities and stuff like that. And they all varied in different ages. And they don't know each other, but yeah, they just working together oh, this is a spoiler video too. I'm gonna put that in the title. I know I didn't say that shit in the beginning, but this is gonna be a spoiler video. If for those who haven't seen this shit, I should have said that in the beginning, but I just forgot. But it's gonna be in the title, my fault. But anyways, like I was saying, since his Lumen presence was kind of like, how do I describe this shit? It was kind of like I said before, it's like the mysterious figure. Like, we don't really know him, but we know once they put the pictures together and start explaining his backstory, like how he used to be the spirit detective before Yusuke and how he was so talented and things like this, and he's got his own fighting style and that he combined with his own unique type of energy, and why he's carrying out the goals he's carrying out, because what he saw was a bunch of crazy ass humans killing demons, like, and laughing about it all manically and shit like that. It's like, bro, it adds to his character, but at the same time, it's like his backstory, while it hit more than Togoro's to me, because Togoro's backstory was kind of like, oh well, we're not talking about backstory. I'm gonna leave that. That's gonna be next. Death and backstory are next. But his presence, it was like, it just was all over the place. I gotta be honest, his presence was all over the place. It's mainly the fact that his personalities were switching. It's like you went from the manipulator, like coy, suave. I forgot the dude's name because all of his personalities got different names. I don't even bother. I don't even bother remembering them shits. They just all Sensui to me. I don't give a fuck. I don't care how they act. I don't care what abilities they use. They all Sensui. They're just his personalities. His personalities are like they're so jarring when it happens. It's like, bro, you go from that dude, the liar, to the crazy ass nigga with the shotgun for an arm, cussing up a storm. It's like, and it just happens out of nowhere because the nigga was getting his ass beat prior, and then that's another presence. It's like, bro, okay, it's just like this child molester supposedly from the implications we get through the dialogue. I think that's what he is, and he kills animals and tortures for fun, like on some weird shit. He enjoys killing people. It's like, okay, yeah, that's crazy. You get that type of presence, and then right after that, we get the calm, the real Shinobu Sensui. That's low S level, and got his own type of energy, sacred energy, which he cheated to get because he got all the personalities. That's not how that fucking works. You can't just give yourself personalities. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, I got in my feelings a little bit there. But yeah, whatever. So yeah, he's the one of the. Can you believe one of the personalities is actually a female? I could not believe that shit. I was like, bro, and that's the one that the gay ass Itsuki is in love with. Faggot. We not talking about that. You not talking. I'm probably going to edit that out. Some people not gonna like my language on this. But shit, it's still going up. You could dislike the video all you want. They're gonna hate that I said the F word that rhymes with snag and bag. They're gonna hate that I said fag. But I said it. What are you gonna do? Come at my house? You come to my house and make me take back the words? I don't believe so. Yeah, I'll say it again whenever I feel like it. But yeah, that nigga's a fag. He's a certified weirdo. Yeah, that nigga, he's just sitting over here hugging this dude, his dead body, after the nigga got hit by a spirit gun. It's like, bro, we not talking about him. But hey, we not talking about him. But yeah, since we like, it's just too much going on with that dude, man. And then as soon as he transforms into his sacred energy armor, he gets all aggressive again. Not only does this boost my defenses, but it strengthens my offense as well. It's like, bro, I just don't get like why he just jumped up and down with his personality like that. It's just his presence was all over the place. He had presence and it was a lot, but it was just too much. It was just too much. I think Toguro was like that perfect. It was just the perfect looming danger, and it stayed that way throughout. He got the calm shades demeanor. He's real calm until he's ready to fight at the end. It was real subtle and not overdone. They tried to do way too much with Sensui shit, especially towards the end. And I didn't really fuck with that. And that's gonna come back later really into play because there's another section that's sort of like this. I talk about that. But next, we're moving on to death and backstory. Now I might get this wrong because I really don't know the keys to Toguro's. I mean, I don't know, like I know it, but I don't know, like I can't really see where this dude is coming from. I never could. Basically, the dude, some crazy ass demon. I don't remember his name because there's just too much names to remember in this show. But some demon came in and to his dojo and killed all his students and then beat Toguro up. And Toguro, it told Toguro, you too weak, you gotta get strong. Basically some Itachi and Sasuke bullshit. But this was before that, I guess, so you could give it that. But you're too weak, you gotta get strong. And Toguro was, you know, obviously he trained, and it got to the point where he sold his soul to be a demon when he and Genkai won the Dark Tournament. And yeah, he sold his soul and became a demon, and he wished to be at his wish, because you get a wish every time you win a Dark Tournament. He wished to be like the strongest demon, and they made him a B class because niggas in the human world, they don't know about the demon world, so they don't know about A's and S ranks. So the strongest to them in the human world is a B class. So they made him a high B class, which is why he's so crazy in the show up to that point. And with that newfound power, he went back and killed him, and with nothing else to do, I think, with nothing else to do, he wanted to atone for his sins by getting somebody stronger than him to kill him. So he waited around he waited around 50 years instead of looking for somebody. He waited for 50 years. Yusuke's finally born, and then he so happens to find this dude by pure luck. No, alright, shit. I might be going overboard. But he found this nigga by pure luck. Because remind you, Yusuke was not on this nigga's radar until they fought in the little versus when they fought the first time, you know, he did the little fake death. Toguro was not on Yusuke's radar. I mean, yeah, Yusuke was not on Togoro's radar at all, is what I meant to say. At all, he wasn't thinking about him. He wasn't looking for this dude in particular. He wasn't chasing this nigga down. Prior to that, it just wasn't the case. But remind you, he knows about Genkai, and he knows that Genkai can possibly, if train people, because Genkai this is something else I gotta explain. Genkai just wanted nothing to do with him at that point because nigga stole his soul. It's like, bro, you traded your good human nature for more power. It's like, I can't even look at you. You disgusting. So Toguro knows about her, and that's why she got old, because she didn't want to do all that bullshit. He knows about her, and he knows that she could possibly be training somebody to give her power to, because he knows for a fact, he knows about the spirit orb that she has in her possession, which hones all her powers. He knew about this for all these years, and then he didn't even come into contact with her until the Dark Tournament, till after she found her pupil. You had all these years to keep up on this woman, and you didn't even try and look to supposedly find that one person who was going to kill you. Who was going to kill you to finally put your soul at peace, or whatever his excuse was. It's like, bro, you didn't even try to look. I mean, he probably some off-screen shit that the author will probably justify. How do you know he didn't try to look? It's not directly stated that he finally found Yusuke and that was his first time in years, and you don't exactly know what the author knows. How do you know? How do you know that the author didn't drop hidden jewels and hints in there to throw us off? And it's like, bruh, if it was there, they would have just came out and said it, that he was looking for somebody. It adds more to the character, but they didn't do that, which leads me to believe that was never the case. You know what I'm saying? I got you. I caught you, nigga. Who was it that wrote Yu Hakusho? Tagashi? Somebody like Tagashi? I know the same nigga made Hunter x Hunter, but I don't know his full name. But yeah, I caught you, nigga. I caught you slipping. That's a plot hole. That's a huge plot hole for this grand character. You had all it, and somebody wants to debate me on that, we could get right on ahead to it. I don't mind. You had all this time, all these years. Yusuke wasn't even a thought yet. This nigga was a sperm cell somewhere, just floating around. You had all this time to look for a perfect fighter to take you on. Sensui was around. You know what I'm saying? He was a spirit detective. Better than Yusuke. Then the female after him. All these people you could have went to. Mind you, since we's younger than Toguro, all these people you could have went to. This man sitting over here slicing demons' heads off like it's nothing. Itsuki was working for Koenma 2 because he was working with Sensui. They was like partners. So both of them you could have checked up on. It's like, bro, you had all these people to check up on, and it didn't happen. It didn't happen, because if it did, Sensui would have brought up Toguro. Sensui never brought up Toguro. So that means they've never even met. So that means he didn't look to find him. So that means he wasn't really caring about that shit like how the author says he was. Huh. Huh, plot hole. I think I won this, but I'll let y'all niggas try and debate. But I think I won that. I think I won that. That's all I gotta say. I think I won that. Yeah, point conceded. Yeah. Sip my drink. Well, but that's just the flaw in his backstory that I found, man. Sensui's backstory, while a lot more cut and dry. Well, can I say cut and dry? It's kind of out there. It's kind of out like so. It's so much going into his shit, and it's kind of weird as well. It's like he saw like something that's mentally scarred him, right? Humans doing crazy shit to demons, and that before he just had a complex that was like black and white. He's like, okay, humans are good, demons are bad. Kill the demons, don't think nothing of it. It's all in the day's work. Let's get right on head to it. Put the hands on them niggas, man. Put the hands on them niggas, man. He not even using spirit energy or nothing shit. Like, he just so sitting over here chopping niggas heads off. You know what I'm saying? Salad bowls, all this shit. He's going crazy, my nigga. He's doing this shit like it's, come on, he's making omelets. He's flipping demons and making omelets. But this dude sees something that's pretty crazy. I will give you that. It's pretty crazy. And then his whole mind just flips upside down. That's the thing about Sensui. Sensui, he coy. He got all these. He got a massive plan and all this shit. But he's weak-minded. He's a weak-minded individual. Both him and Toguro are weak-minded individuals. To be honest with you, very weak-minded. They let one event just completely sway and shift their character and turn them into somebody who, into the people who we know who they are now. And they're dead set on staying how they are until Yusuke came around. Now, since we should, it's like, I don't know, to cope with the madness, I think they said his 7 personalities were created. I want to know if it happened instantaneously, like as soon as he said that shit. The reason why he screamed was because all those 7 personalities just took form in his brain or something. How do you get a girl out of a traumatizing event? How does your can somebody explain this to me? How does your mind make a female personality alter ego out after you saw some evil twisted shit like that? I don't get that. I don't get that at all. She can't be pure. She could be like an evil nasty bitch or some shit like that. She can't be no pure-hearted individual. You shouldn't have that shit at all. If you went through some shit, you could still probably deep down in your heart feel like a regretful for the shit you done, but that has to be you, like your actual your original personality. Now y'all see what they did to avoid. He tried to be slick and do this to avoid his character from actually getting flack for being a shitty individual by giving him the personalities. What Togashi did was give him these personalities and have the other personalities be assholes and twisted and demented and sick fuckers and all this other shit. And then he kept the pure personality, supposedly pure. You know what I'm saying? The original personality, he kept that one pure and good-hearted. And yeah, sure, you could say that, but the nigga comes out, he breaks Yusuke's arm. What else? What else he does? He kills him. He kills him. And then spouts a speech, and then he just right after that he with a good way to travel, not a bad way to travel. But you just get but prior to this, he was just like, oh man, even his death has made me a little sad. Right after that, no, not a bad way to travel. It's like, bruh, it's like, stick to one thing. Are you sad or are you not? Then he's over here taunting the niggas with the barrier, the Kakai barrier. He's taunting them throughout the entire fight. It's like if you gonna stick with something and you gonna keep him being the pure-hearted individual that he's supposedly supposed to be, then stay with that. You know, don't try to. He flip-flops. The original Sensui just flip-flops so much. It just makes no sense at all. But they tried to justify this shit by basically saying he was having fun because he had cancer at the end, which came literally at the end. You didn't even. It was like the big twist at the end when he's already dead. It's like, bro, of course this nigga had cancer. Wasn't even expecting it. Didn't even think anything about it. Yep, just cancer. Yep. Well, I guess he doesn't have to worry about that now after getting hit by that giant ass spirit wave blast, spirit gun. Yeah, he looked at that shit and smiled. He knew it was over. It was like finally a fast death. If he had, what type of cancer did he have? Did they even say? Was it skin cancer? I don't know what type of cancer it was. Maybe it was just the shit on his forehead. I don't know. But yeah. So it's like both of their backstories are kind of corny and and all over the place. But for me, entertainment wise, I gotta pick Sensui's, bro, just because Togoro's is just kind of cut and dry, and it makes no sense at all. It's a huge plot hole, you know. Sensui's is just just doesn't make sense like that. But it's like, especially because it contradicts itself at the end. But it's not like a big ass plot hole like Togoro's is. Like, that's just a massive plot hole. It literally doesn't make sense with his character at all. This dude's in search of power. He's in search for somebody to pass him for so long. Yet he waited so long for somebody to appear. It makes no sense at all. It literally makes no sense at all. But yeah, man, backstory and death, gotta give it to Sensui, man. It's just, he was just more. The time to craft him out was more like, you know, it was carefully approached. They actually took the time. Togashi actually took the time to craft this dude out and build him up. I mean, not build him up, but like craft him out, and because he came out of nowhere, but craft him out and give him this like actual backstory that actually you can't see any holes through. So yeah, so I give introduction, Sensui, build up, Toguro, presence Toguro, and the backstory to Sensui. So I think it's 2-2. Yeah, it's 2-2. So it's tied right now. Next up, character and personality. Character and personality. Togoro's character is very stoic. Very, like, he's just there for one thing. He's not a jokester. He's not one of those dudes. Sometimes, well, actually, no. Sometimes he'll crack a joke, but he would do so in like a regular demeanor. It's like one of them, yeah, one of them type of jokes. Yeah. Being snarky and shit sometimes. I think, what was it? It was something with him and Sakio. And maybe him and Elder Toguro once. I don't really remember though. That I just sometimes get the feeling that younger Toguro, he just does not give a fuck about his older brother at all, which is really funny. It's like, bro, I don't need you. You just here. But yeah, it's that he's got his character, man. I'm really trying to sit over here and think about something that I can add to this dude. Or it's like, really, it's kind of sad that I had to do that. The thing is, it's like, let's be honest for a second. Let's just stop beating around the bush. Togoro's character is very dry. It's very dry. Like, and y'all niggas get mad about that all y'all want, but that's just how I feel. It's very dry to me. It's just, he comes in, he threatens to do the tournament. Yep. It's like, bro, we know what he wants. We know how he plans to get it. But it's just how he does it, bro. It's like he comes in, leaves. It's like he's the typical final boss, nigga. He's just the typical final boss. You know, his backstory is sad, I guess. Even though we get it, like, I think we get it right towards the end after seeing him kill all these people and making Yukina cry and all this shit. So he's supposed to feel bad for this dude. Threaten Yusuke to join the tournament, else he's gonna kill his family. We're supposed to feel bad for this dude. He's badass. See, don't get my words twisted. He's badass. He's a badass individual, most definitely. But it's just something about him, man. I just be getting a stereotypical villain vibe, dog. I just get the stereotypical villain vibe. You know, the trench coat, the sunglasses. You know what I'm saying? Maybe somebody could prove me different and say like what else I could add to his personality, but I'm trying hard to think off the top, and I really can't think of anything. Cause he literally, the whole thing was he sold his soul, so it's literally like his shit is gone, man. Everything, what he could have had in his personality, what could have been there, what we could have known is not there anymore. That's literally the entire point of his character. And now he only searches for is to finally fight somebody who could take his spot and well, not take his spot, but who could kill him and put his shit to put his soul to peace for the crimes he did. It's like they want you to feel sorry for him, but bro, I don't get anything out of his emotion. He says it, but he says it in the most stoic voice. It's like he has nothing left. He's just there. He's just walking flesh. It's just, nigga's a cool individual. I could really only say that nigga's badass and he's boastful, and I mean not boastful, but can he be boastful? Yeah, I get, yeah, at the end, yeah, like there, that's 30%. I guess that I mean that's boastful, and then he got the shit where he's laughing at, now I'll finally be able to battle at 100% at last, and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? A little bragging to himself and laughing and shit like yeah, he got a little something. It's not enough to make me. It's not enough to say that the dude is just crazy with his personality wise, but yeah, he badass, and he, you know what I'm saying, he get the shit, he gets things done, and how he comes off sometimes is pretty menacing, and you got a nice little intro when he killing the big ass, I don't know what that shit was called, Henrietta. What was that thing called? That big ass green monster that he just ripped apart in the beginning. I don't know what the name of that thing was, but yeah, how he just effortlessly killed that creature and apologized right after, and it sounded sincere. I was like, okay. It was like, okay, that nigga kind of cool. Now, since this dude has multiple personalities, he's literally like a cheat codes with that shit. He could be whatever he wants. He could be a lion manipulating nigga, backstab you in the end. He could be graceful. I think Isuki said it best himself, and that's why he's so infatuated with the dude. Weirdo. He could be graceful. He could be a madman. You know, with the shotgun in the hand, as for his hand, and laughing at you as he shoots you up and shit on some craziness. He could be a literally. I think you can't beat somebody in personality when a nigga could literally be a female and just switch back to being the male. This is literally just personality wise. It's weird. It's literally weird. I don't know why you would want one of your personalities to be just a female. That's weird. But if the topic is character and personality, we can't take that shit away from him. Also, his character is, I feel like, it's more compelling than Togoro's. It's like he has more funny lines that make you crack up when he's being sarcastic and shit, especially in the beginning when he's Minoru. That's the nigga's name. I actually remember that his personality name Minoru. When in the beginning when he has more jokes, and then like when he's the crazy ass nigga when he was shooting Yusuke up and Yusuke was screaming in pain and he was mocking him, talking about some law. When he was mocking him like that. Yeah, like in terms of character and personality, what am I thinking? That nigga got that down pat. It basically just, it's like when I was like when I said we'll call that my introduction, Yusuke. It's like he just got way more one-liners that I can remember off the top. That's just more. They just hold more weight, and it's like it's actually shit that brings to the table, that he brings to the table, other than the yeah, I could always appreciate a good villain. And when they contrast to the hero, and when they going back and forth with the arguments and shit like that, like Yusuke and Toguro wasn't really doing that. They was just getting down to business. But Sensui and Yusuke, you could tell that because they was both spirits of Texas. And it's like there was history there. There's not really much history with Yusuke and Toguro. They try to add on history in the arc. Yeah, now I killed Genkai. Yeah, now you got it. Now we really got beef. It's like, bruh, it just felt so unnatural to me. I don't know what it is. It just felt so unnatural. It's like, but you didn't have to do this. You didn't have to kill her. You already had said that this was some agreement they made like prior to Yusuke being born. But it's stupid because you already said before he joined the tournament that if you didn't join, he was gonna kill everybody you hold dear to you and love and shit like that, and that includes Genkai. So the fact that you sat over here and just made a whole new plot point for Yusuke to hate this dude, because if you really think about it, Yusuke really didn't have any beef towards him to just the fact that he got blackmailed and shit like that. That was all. That was it. Like, I guess the Yukina thing, but that was more of Kuwabara's issue, because he loves Yukina. Like, so it really made no sense for Yusuke and Toguro to be up against each other until he killed Genkai. And they added that like towards the end of the chapter. I mean, you get towards the end of the arc, pretty much right when they're about to fight, right before the finals. It's like, come on, right before the finals. It just didn't. We could see them trying. We could see them trying, but it didn't hit for me. I think since we got that one in spades, man, I'm gonna have to give him character and personality. He just had that down pat. So yeah. So it's 3-2. Sensui's up, and here's the final one: is fights. Toguro versus Sensui fights. Now, let me see. Let's start with Toguro. Toguro's first fight with Elder Toguro and Yusuke and Kuwabara was really whack. It's just them beating the hell out of it's just Toguro. I mean, younger Toguro for real, beating the hell out of Kuwabara and Yusuke until what the hell happened? He threw Yusuke aside, and Kuwabara got mad. His energy went up. I think he started using his what did he start using? Yusuke used it against Suzaku. Life energy? Yeah, I think it was his life energy, because that nigga was just simping over Yukina. So he was like, fuck this shit, I'm going all out. So yeah, he started using that, and which was still probably wouldn't have helped. And then Yusuke had to give him a boost, and then yeah, that was the fake fight. They killed Toguro, stabbed him through the gut or whatever. He popped back up like it was nothing. Little weak ass sword. Next after that was what was his fights? Like, he just be having all these filler fights with that you know he's gonna win before his fight with Yusuke, where he just one shots niggas, and it's like not real fights for real. It's nothing for real. It's like he just gets dudes out the way. Everybody is shocked. There'll be like 10 seconds of silence. Then you hear somebody in the audience, I love this guy. And niggas just start cheering and shit. It's like, bruh. They really try to hammer in the fact that everybody just love this dude just because of the entertainment he provides and how fast the fights end and shit like that. And people just that always make me wonder, like, the people in the Dark Tournament think that when him and Yusuke fight, that he's gonna end the fight that quick too. I always be thinking that. Like, I wonder if they think it's gonna be easy with that team. Because, you know, he had the dragon, and they all got these Kurama's cunning. You know, he got the Yoko shit, and then Yusuke is always seemingly progressing, getting stronger and stronger. So I just be thinking, like, bro, do they think, like, it's going to be that easy? But I don't know. Maybe they just hoping that because it's humans, right? Finally, we get to see Urameshi die. Yeah, niggas out here crazy. But, yeah, that nigga, he got some fights, and him and the Genkai's fight I'm not going to count, because like I said, it made no sense at all. They just put that in there to give him and Yusuke beef before the final fight and whatever, and it was short as hell too, because she had just gave Yusuke all her power. It was like, no, it didn't do it for me. It didn't hit at all. It's not emotional. I can't go back and look at that shit and cry. It's not emotional. I can't get anything from that scene. It's not. It's like, you have to what? Like, come on, bitch. You knew what it was. Nah, man, that shit ain't do it for me. And y'all can't sway my opinion on it. Y'all could try, but I've seen that scene so many times. I looked ups and downs, anything left and right, trying to find some type of emotional factor to possibly get me to tear up, and I could not do it. I just couldn't do it. But Yusuke versus Toguro. While it was a good fight, I think something was lacking from the emotional tension. Things that didn't make sense at all went throughout that fight. It was just a whole bunch of bullshit factors that was it was like, bruh, that didn't make sense. When you go back and look at it, you will see, this didn't make sense. Why did this happen? Why did he do this? You know, and I'll explain this shit right now. Okay, so first of all, Yusuke just being a cocky asshole and keeping his spirit cuffs on and not going all out at the beginning of the fight was stupid. You know what I'm saying? Stupid. I know Toguro only went to 80% and not 100 right off the bat, because, you know, there's such thing as fights as build up. And then it was dumb because he didn't need to do that in the first place, because even when he took the spirit cuffs off and went into his little Avitus mode, he still wasn't as strong as when he started fighting with without the wall over his emotions, or however Genkai described it. So if you wanted to do a I get stronger than you get stronger than I get stronger thing in your fight, you didn't have to do it that way, because he already wasn't stronger in the beginning than how he ended up being. You could have had him do Avitus, dance around Toguro. You know what I'm saying? It could have been even. You could have even had him held back a little and start analyzing. You could have showed him Yusuke being smart, like on some Kurama type shit. I wonder what he's gonna do next. And then when he comes back, then start wailing on him, and then have Toguro go 100%, and then do that. But nope, they didn't do that. So okay, whatever. Yusuke just being an idiot. Okay, yep, he's a cocky nigga. I get it. That's his personality. Can't really fault him for that, right? Now, this shit made no sense at all. Toguro just starts killing. Okay, he goes 100% and he just starts killing niggas in the audience for no fucking reason, right? You niggas had best remain in your seats. Okay, so this is why this is stupid, right? Because I just explained in his backstory that he wants somebody to kill him, and he wants somebody to kill him for all his sins and all the shit he's committed and all the things he's done wrong. And in this exact same motherfucking fight, his last fight, while he's at 100%, he's putting on the show, killing people, just adding more sins to his tab. And remind you, he wants somebody to beat him. I don't know if it had anything to do with his transformation, making him more evil in nature or nothing like that, but it's not explained. It's not explained, so I'm just going off of what they're showing us. Like, bro, this is completely against your fucking character. Completely against what you wanted. Not only were you stupid for all those 50 years and not try to find somebody who could put you out of your misery. You know what I'm saying? Because you was a bitch and you had to fucking cheat yourself instead of manning up and shit and owning to your sins at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? You had to over here sell your soul to kill this dude instead of getting strong like Genkai, like how Genkai did. Because Genkai with her orb, if she wasn't old in age, it's pretty much the same strength as Toguro. Because we saw Yusuke with it. So it actually is stronger, matter of fact. So it's like, bruh, you just pissed out. And now you going back on your word. You not only did you not do that, but you going back on your word now to what you had wanted. You said you wanted somebody to kill you for all your sins you committed. Now you killing off these innocents. I know demons is some of them is pieces of shit, but it's like, bro, there's female demons in the crowd, because we saw them in the semifinals when they was rooting for Shishi and shit like that. And all these niggas just come here sometimes to be entertained. I don't know why. It's a dangerous ass place, but they gonna do what they do. You know, Kodo and Jury are there. Other innocents, them two are other innocents. Yusuke and them. I mean, Yusuke's Keiko and Botan and then even, yeah, shit, I completely forgot about this. I just remember this shit. Toguro, after he and I was about to get to this too. After he fakes kills Kuwabara, which was also stupid because he didn't need to do this, because like I just said, it completely goes against what he stood for prior to this, which was, it's just between him and Yusuke. That was it. It's just between him and Yusuke. Fuck this. Fuck trying to get this nigga mad enough. Fuck trying to get him mad enough. And Toguro trained with Genkai, so he should know that Yusuke just got shit over his feelings. He should know the ins and outs of niggas' emotions and shit like that. He knows. He should know. It's just stupid. And the fact that Genkai told Toguro to do this as well is dumb as hell, because she knows him. And it's like, she knows she didn't want this dude to turn out how the way he turned out, and that's why she stopped associated with him in general. That's why she ended up being the old woman senile person that she is partly because of him and her relationship with him and how it ended up. And she's sitting over here telling him this same dude that she used to be in love with, to kill more innocent people to try and get Yusuke more and more hurt. God, dog. It's like, man, shit, dog. It's like, bro, the writing, the fight was okay. The fight was good. The last fight was good, but the writing, when I really sit back and analyze this shit, it makes no fucking sense at all, man. I should be a professor because I really be breaking this shit down. It makes no sense at all. It's like, bro, they both out of character. I know she was a poo or whatever. Like, she wasn't really in her human body, because if y'all know what I'm talking about, y'all know what I'm talking about. Her spirit was in poo, like Yusuke's little animal shit. So I don't know, like, bro, it's just, yeah, like he fake killed Kuwabara or whatever. He fake killed Kuwabara, and then he threatened the oh, you still not hurt enough? Maybe I can injure one of your girlfriends, or he pointed up to with Keiko and them. It's just on some bitch shit, dog. It's like, bro, this is not who you are. I know he fake killed Kuwabara. He didn't actually kill Kuwabara, but that wasn't even his, like, that still goes against what he was trying to do, because it's contradictory. It's like it's not him that he's worried about. It's Yusuke. You know what I'm saying? And before that, you was killing innocents anyway. So what made you have do anything different here? You know what I'm saying? It's just because the demons, or the random demons in the crowd, you could just do whatever you want with them. They're just trash. You can expose. What's that word? Expose them however you want. It's like they're disposable. Yeah, no, dispose, not expose. Dispose them however you want and shit like that. It's like, bro, I guess so. I mean, that's basically true for the show, but it's like, damn, that's how you feel, Toguro. It's like he had that same Sensui mindset. So his fight, even though it was visually good, and I guess it had great build up to it, and it paid off at the end, it was a good fight. But the shit that he just did made no sense at all to his character at the end. Literally stupid on stupid decisions. Stupid decision. But yeah, man, I wasn't really feeling it like that as I go back. I loved the fight as a kid. Don't get me wrong. I love that shit as a kid, bro. It's like, bro, he killed Kuwabara. Oh no, and Genkai and Kuwabara are now dead. I'm like, oh shit, bro, how is Yusuke gonna react? Oh, Yusuke about to fuck this nigga up. Oh man, it's over with. It's over with. When I really go back and look at that shit and really break things down, because I like to look things underneath when I analyze them for videos. But when I'm just over here just watching the shit, I don't be thinking this deep when I'm just watching it for fun. I really don't. I promise you, I really don't be thinking this deep. I'm not the type to sit over here and nitpick and ask questions as I'm watching shit, because I don't want, especially if I'm watching with somebody else, because I don't want to annoy that person. You know what I'm saying? I watch it for what it is and I have fun with it. I can't stand those type of people. But when I'm over here making these videos, I'm breaking this shit down for real. I gotta call it is. I call it out how it is, how I see it, man. And that literally, there was literally so much stupid shit going on in that video that it's just, I mean, that fight, that it was just so contradictory to both him, Genkai, this fight itself. Like everything that this fight was supposed to stand for, it literally was just not. It just wasn't there. It just wasn't what it was supposed to be to me. But yeah, man. So fights, Sensui fights. Now, let me see if I could think of his shits in detail, cause his fights is bruh. Serious wise, he has the fight. I'm just gonna be talking about his cave fight, and then that's really it. I guess the end fight too, but that's like. Sensui's fights is just DBZ type shit, man. It's really, his fights is different. Like, it's basically the opposite of Toguro's. Like, I don't know, man. I don't even know how to explain this shit. His fights is like, first of all, there's too many to compare to Toguro. Toguro doesn't fight nearly as much as Sensui fought the main cast and shit. He literally ran the gauntlet. He ran the gauntlet. He ran the Yusuke team gauntlet. He killed Yusuke. Hiei, Kurama, and Kuwabara try to avenge him. He's fucking them up effortlessly. Shit. I'm getting tired, bro. It's getting late. Effortlessly. Yusuke comes back stronger because it turns out he's a demon. He's got demon blood. It appears to be more even, but he's still getting his ass whooped a little bit. It's like since we was getting the edge on this dude, probably would have won if the fight went out longer. Then Ryzen, Yusuke's demon and ancestor father shows up and takes over Yusuke's body and just destroys Sensui father. Fucking not even trying, like on some Super Saiyan 2 Gohan against Cell shit. It's bad. And then that nigga dies, and it's like, bro, it's literally Dragon Ball Z type shit. So it really depends. Do you like flying colors? Because if that's your type of appeal, then Sensui's fights is gonna appeal more than you. The cave fight to me was bullshit though. It was really bullshit. It's like, bro, I hated the back and forth, bro, and it just dragged on for way too long. There was one point in the fight, literally, oh my fucking goodness. There was one point in the fight where this dude was he was repeatedly spamming the same move on Yusuke, and they was using the same still shots. I'm like, bro, this shit remind me of some early Naruto Shippuden types. Like, bro, this is so fucking boring. He's literally spamming the exact same attack, and it's showing the exact same screenshots, bro. It's like, dog, y'all can't do anything different. And this nigga's supposed to be like, he's supposed to be like the better Yusuke and shit. It's like, man, it's retarded, bro. Like, no wonder Toguro didn't go fight that. I wouldn't want to fight that either. That shit, like, bro. It's like, if y'all know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. It's in the beginning of the cave fight, his shirt came off and shit, and it's just like, bro, he starts spamming the Rishuyuken. That's the name of the move. And Yusuke sitting over here dodging and getting hit and dodging and getting hit and dodging and getting hit, and finally he thinks to take his shirt off and wrap the shirt around Sensui's hand so he can't block his attacks, and then he used to start going on that nigga. Street fighting moves and shit like that. It's like, bro, but y'all took too long to get here. I don't even care at this point. So to me, even though the outside where they're in Demon World, they not in the cave anymore, even though that fight is like Dragon Ball Z ripoff type shit, I still enjoy it more than the fight in the cave, bro, because that shit was dragging on way too long. And when he came to use the sacred energy, he was already, like, Yusuke didn't stand a chance by that point anyway, so it wasn't an even fight until he got killed. You know what I'm saying? What's the dude? Whatever the fucker his name is with the shotgun, crazy Sensui. I mean, he did what he did. He shot him up. Koema distracted him. Yusuke got healed and then fucked him up, and that wasn't a fight at all. It really wasn't. Yeah, so the cave fights was shit, but the final fights it was decent. I actually like the final fight more than Toguro's final fight, to be honest with you, appeal wise and backstory wise, because when you really look at those plot holes, and then I know I'm gonna get down. I mean, I'm gonna get like for this. If niggas is in the niggas is loving Yu Hakusho and they see this video, that man, these niggas gonna dislike this, but I feel like this last fight was better than Yusuke's last fight. This nigga was cracking jokes and shit. Damn, I don't need your meddling. This nigga was killing all the. There was demons in Demon World trying to get in between Yusuke and Sensui's fight, and then they was sitting over here fighting the demons and fighting each other at the same time and shit. It was crazy, dog. I just prefer that one way more, man. So at the end of the day, I gotta sit over here and give fights to Sensui, because Toguro is really only important fight was against Yusuke. I don't count the Genkai one because that was just ass pulled. It was only against Yusuke, and there was so much contradictory that going on that it didn't make any sense at all. Even though it being a good fight visually was there, I just don't like how he was doing so much unnecessary shit throughout the fight. It's like, bro, keep it between you and him. You know what I'm saying? And Yusuke and Sensui's fight at the end especially felt just more open world. Like they was just going all throughout Demon World, just having a fight of their lives type shit. And Toguro and Yusuke, they all in this 100% Toguro, mind you, in this small ass arena. It's like, bro, if you expected some epic grandiose shit, it's first time you see it, it's oh my fucking goodness, but at the end it's like But yeah, man, that's all I really had to say about this shit. So fight at the end of the day, I got to give it to Sensui. I got to give him in the fights category. So at the end of this list, Toguro versus Sensui. Sensui beat Toguro by 1 point, man. I talked about introduction, build up, overall presence, depth, backstory, character, and personality, and fights. All this shit, man. If y'all got anything y'all want to add to this, leave it in the comment section. I'll be replying. No disrespectful shit. Give me some interesting arguments, you know what I'm saying? And then I'll be looking over that shit. It's like, yeah, if you did something disrespectful, I'm not gonna even reply. I'm just gonna go ahead and get you up out of there. Or not reply at all. Cause sometimes when I be seeing notifications, I click on them, and then when I click them on the video, I can't see them on. When I try to reply to them, it's not there. I don't know what that's about. So I think YouTube counts as spam. I be trying to fix that, but I can't. I don't know how to do it. But the ones that I can reply to, I will. And if it's some actual shit and not some over here just, how dare you have Sensui above Toguro, nigga? Instant dislike. What the fuck is wrong with your problem? Your channel was terrible, and I completely disagree with your opinion. And yeah, nigga, I hear you crying. I hear you crying, my nigga. The waterworks are definitely there, but you're not swaying me. You're not swaying me like that. You're not gonna sway me like that. Come with some constructive criticism, and then we'll see. But you're not getting me like that, my nigga. You just gonna get the fuck up out of here, man. Turned off, blocked, whatever it needs to be done. That's what's gonna happen. But that's all I really had to say, man. Spoke my piece about this Yu Yu Hakusho shit. One of the best animes of all time. I'm gonna keep saying it. One of the best animes, not the best. One of the best. Listen to what I'm saying, niggas. Toguro versus Sensui. What y'all think? Who y'all think is the best character? Let me know why, man. Active, go hard, go home. More gameplays coming out tomorrow. I might even do a tier list this week, but we gotta see. I want to do a tier list on Don Kampa. Most of y'all niggas might not know what that is, but I want to do a character tier list on that. We'll see what's in the future, man. That's all I had to speak on. That's all I had to say, man. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. Active, go hard, go home. I'm out. Peace.